What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to CFL Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans. Now, the 2022 Week 1 is over for the CFL season, and it was one hell of a kickoff for this year. A lot of great matchups across the board. Lions having the biggest sellout since 2008. A very, very fun weekend. We were both in attendance for both our respected local teams. Example, obviously the Lions and the Bombers by our jerseys. If you haven't,
got himself a new jersey.
I did. I had to splurge for it. Went with the lucky white head number 7. Played on my Bombers. Plays on my Lions now. Can't go with the guy who hasn't played on both teams. Just like Andrew Harris.
The deal you did.
I know, but either way, we'll talk about that in another video, ladies and gentlemen. But we have some reviews to talk about from Week 1. Welcome back to the reviews. Previews will be out tomorrow. But nonetheless, let's talk about it. Now, the first game we're going to jump into is the Calgary victory over the Montreal Alouettes on Thursday. The final score being 30-27. This was a really good game. I had a little bit of money I won on this game. It was a very fun game just from the standpoint of CFL and enjoyment. Carter, what were your thoughts on this game? How are you feeling after the end of it?
So it was quite an eventful game, as I didn't get to watch until late in the game. However, I was at work and I would just constantly kind of be checking the score because I was just like, I'm so excited that CFL is really back, and it matters. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not preseason; it matters now. So I remember I was looking, I was like, holy moly, Montreal might actually win this game. And then I get home, I'm like, nope.
Yep.
Where did that go? And then I saw the William Stanback injury. Ouch.
Yeah.
That hurt. So Stanback, after finally getting healthy, he's
goes
been
down
on this
again.
long road to recovery, just like that, immediately injures it again, and I'm hearing now he's getting surgery, which is just that is a huge shot in the foot for Montreal, especially after him finally coming back. That's gotta hurt.
I know, and this this game was, I was in the same boat as you. Like, I didn't watch the entirety of the start of it. I was more interested in the second half of it. But I'm checking the scoreboard, and I'm like, damn, Montreal is actually putting up a good fight. And I knew that Montreal had some spark to them. We saw it in the first 2 weeks of preseason. But I didn't expect them to be able to go head to head like this much with Calgary. And Calgary really put on a really good push in that fourth quarter, being able to get 10 points compared to the 3 that Montreal gets. And that's what seals the deal for them, and it comes down to it. Really good fourth quarter and a really good solid second half of play where they shut out Montreal in the third quarter.
I think the two notable stars, at least from the Alouette side of things, though, got to be Vernon Adams Jr. finally, coming back and getting back into it after Trevor Harris finished the season, obviously, with the Alouettes. Vernon Adams Jr. coming back, having a big hurdle over someone, and then for Eugene Lewis to take a lesson later on that game and do the exact same play. Eugene Lewis averaged 28 receiving yards on average, so a very strong percentage for Eugene Lewis on average. Like that's got to help quite a bit. He got let's see here, is that 46 receptions, or no, 4 receptions? It was like
46 receptions.
I was about to say, what?
This man went off, man. What is that?
112 yards, though,
record for
4 receptions,
North American football. I think I think one of my standouts of the game would have to be on the Calgary side of things. I thought that Richard Sandy did a really good job out there. He would for over 100 yards on 9 attempts, 7 recorded catches, average of 14.4, his longest being 20. He was just consistent out there. When he was targeted, he was able to get some good yardage for them and help move the ball upfield, which in the end of things is what really got Calgary that win. They were really able to move the ball well when it counted in short yardage and in the distance, and I thought the receiving core just really meshed in well and got the job done later on in that second half of that game.
Absolutely.
All right, and with that being said...
No better way to explain it.
Yeah, with that being said, let's jump in to Carter's game that he saw live. The Winnipeg just squeaking out a win over the Ottawa Red Blacks. Now, again, I will say this right now off the bat. Carter has already covered this game on the Nolan Hockey Podcast YouTube channel, where he does his weekly, and has for over a year now, going into season 2 of this on his channel, is the Bombers game reactions, recaps. So go check those out. It'll be the #1 link in the description right now. Carter, just share your thoughts a little bit on what your video was, sum it up, and then tell the people to go watch it down there, because that's where your best reaction is.
I'd like to thank Jake for the plug. Second off, I gotta say,
plug in your own.
I guess a bit more energetic than these ones. Like,
yeah, but you still cover it enough. You still cover it enough. I feel like we don't need to go into it twice.
I went through the game. I have live reactions at the stadium. I'll be watching the play and it'll be recording. So when something happens, You'll see exactly what my thoughts on it were no bullshit about it. And yeah, basically just kind of my thoughts overall on more specifically the Bombers' performance, but as well as the Red Blacks' performance as well. So,
All right, well then,
yeah.
how did you feel about that win? Because I'll say it right now, I'm happy
That
the
was
Bombers
messy.
won. I'm happy the Bombers won, but it was a messy, ugly game that the Red Blacks definitely deserved to win, and
Absolutely.
they definitely choked it away, and also kind of just got really unlucky when some unknown player named Brown steps on the field and really does
The
some magic for the
legend that is
Bombers.
Drew
Like
Brown.
exactly. So like
You know
this is a
what though? Props to Drew Brown to be able to come in completely cold, hasn't played all game, and then
3 for 3.
immediately, or no, 4 for 4. He
Oh,
went 4 for 4,
even
putting that in.
better.
I thought, at least I thought it was 4 for 4.
I'm pretty sure it was only 3. Carter might be right with it. He was there, so I would hope he would be right compared to the guy that watched it on TV. But nonetheless, it was a great win for the Bombers because it was entertaining, but from the standpoint of football being played, it was very poor. Very poor level of football. The Red Blacks dominated every side of the ball. And the Red Blacks really deserve to win this one. So if you're a Red Blacks fan, this is a really stinky, shitty Week 1 loss. And I really hope you guys can bounce back from it for the Week 2 matchup that will be against Winnipeg again, but this time in Ottawa.
Yeah, but you know what? They as much as I know there are a lot of Red Blacks fans that are a bit disappointed because I mean Mazzoli played awesome. He really did. He was the star player out of that game entirely, and then obviously I know they were very disappointed as well with Jalen Acklin with all the hope and expectation just for him to get that very long bomb near the start of the game.
I know, and do
in
nothing
his
else
hands, drops it. And because that's
painful.
touchdown, no question. If
Just
he
painful.
holds on to that, but on the Bomber side of things, it's like, okay, guys, like you re-signed almost everyone on your roster. Okay, everyone on defense. I don't think they lost like anybody on defense.
No one really important. No, yeah.
Yep. When Winston Rose is a liability on the field, I'm concerned. Winston Rose did not have a great game, and I think the DBs got burned.
I think it was just
burned by that new Ottawa Red Blacks receiver.
I feel like it was honestly, Carter. I feel like this was an example of a championship team not underestimating their opponent, but going in unprepared. Like we did not really see any Bombers regulars in preseason. Like nobody, even on the defensive side of things.
I actually feel like that hurts Caleros. Not even going for a quarter.
I agree.
Because almost every other QB in the CFL went in for like
at least a quarter. Exactly. And the Bombers did nothing like that. They were like, no, let's protect all the regulars and throw them in. And I think that really hurt their whole team chemistry.
Yeah.
No, because now you could say that, oh, you got the bad game out of the way in Week 1. You know, you've got some time to gel together. You got a good win out of there. You squeaked by with it. Now you should be getting better and more amped up for a game in Ottawa.
Yeah.
I say that you're going into Ottawa now after playing a team that you barely squeaked out a win to. I say it's going to be even a tougher matchup for a Week 2 for this team to kind of gel together because now you don't know what to expect. Ottawa knows the best that you can bring and also some luck that can come on your side as well. And if Caleros is out for this game, I do not have a lot of faith in the Bombers' 2 quarterbacks to get a win, especially for the entire 4-quarter game. Yeah, it was great to see Brown come in for 3 for 3 or 4 for 4, but that's not going to be happening on a regular basis if he's in an entire game starting. So I think that it's the Bombers have some lot to be worried about right now, but at the same time, celebrate you got the lucky win. So I think with that being said,
guys, they have time to figure this out.
They do. We're not panicking. It's more of just like, we shouldn't be like, woo, we're the best team, we squeaked out a win, because it wasn't a game where you should be happy that you won, even though you should be happy you won. I don't know. If you're a fan of the Bombers, and you're a real fan of the Bombers who's been with this team through the shits, then you know exactly how I'm feeling right now and what I'm describing. So with that being said, let's jump over into this dominating win over the Hamilton Ticats. Saskatchewan pulled off on Saturday. Final score being 30-13. I'm gonna keep this one short because I honestly think it really needs to be kept short, just like the last game we'll be talking about. This game, which is kind of close for the start, you got 3 points being scored each in the first quarter. Then you've got 3 points being put up by Saskatchewan in the second quarter. Only 6 points for that team in the half. Only 3 for Hamilton at the half. So it's a 6-3 game. Then the second half starts up. You get Saskatchewan puts up 6 points in the third quarter.
Oh, so Saskatchewan.
I know I did. I know I caught myself. And then 18 points in the fourth quarter. So this was just the example of Hamilton just, losing the war of nutrition. They went head to head. They played a good close game, but at the end of the day, they just could not hold off the beast that is the Saskatchewan Roughriders offense. And when Fajardo got going, he got going.
Yeah.
You look at his yards, over 300 yards thrown, 20 for 32. Yeah. Like I said, it wasn't a great start, but he really kicked ass in that fourth, like the entire team did. And that kind of sums up this game. Hamilton played good. They had a lot of positives. They didn't have that many negatives, but at the end of the day, you just could not hold on with the defense, and Saskatchewan outlasted you and finally turned it on when it mattered, and ended up winning that game 30-13 with a monstrous 18-point fourth quarter. And then, Carter, please.
Okay.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think probably one of the I'd say probably the best performance at the in terms of the receiving core, though, was probably Jamal Morrow. Jamal Morrow. Although Shaq Evans played really well as well. Although Morrow is 3 for 3, you know what I mean? So as opposed to 4 for 10. However, averaging 20.3 yards and 23 yards average carry respectively. There's nothing you can go wrong with that. And I think that's kind of where the Riders had their a little bit of the edge that they had over the Bombers last season was that the Bombers were running the ball a lot more than Saskatchewan was, and Saskatchewan had a little bit more of that receiving core down. Saskatchewan, I think, actually was able to hold on to the receiving core more than the Bombers. So I think eventually going into the Saskatchewan Bomber games, we're going to see Saskatchewan really trying to keep that ball in the air.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And then I think, without any further ado, we have to get into the epic game that was the 59-point performance. Third highest total points in a game in franchise history for the Lions. Yep. Ties a franchise record for points and a half. Insane
and
game.
Nathan Rourke has tied for most touchdowns,
right?
by a Canadian.
In his first...
At least I think for a quarterback.
No, yeah, for a quarterback. You're correct. You are correct.
For a quarterback, yeah.
A monstrous game, record-breaking game across the board for BC.
This is what he needed.
59-15. 28 points being put up in the second half. The second quarter of the first half. It just an insane game. I was there, and let me just. Like we said, we already got the video coming out. That will be out in a couple hours for you guys to enjoy about this entire game. Where I've got some footage of it, some of the concert footage of One Republic. We've got some Biff Naked in there as well. Just me talking about the whole experience. It was a great day, but you had everything. I even talked with the owner of the Lions. I shook his hand and I got to talk to him for a little bit, and just him putting the effort into being able to put on an event like this with the whole ownership group, getting a block party, booking off Robson Street, getting $5 beers and coolers for over 6 hours at a tailgate.
What?
$5, man. $5.25.
Dang. No wonder so many people came out.
The free Biff Naked concert.
Take marketing tips.
Exactly. This. Let me be real. Will this be a constant of 34,000 fans at BC Place Upper Bowl Open, being the best-selling game in the entire CFL? No. But will some of those fans come back this season? Will it grow the game in Vancouver? Absolutely.
You think none of that sticks?
And that is especially in a 59-15 blowout. It's not like the Lions lost. Exactly. I was talking with Lions fans that had never even been to a game before, that had lived in Vancouver their whole lives, and they came out to this one, and they loved it, and now they're fans. And now they want to come back to every other game. And not only to mention, not only does the Lions owners, a new ownership group, put on an insane Week 1, they're giving away cowbells to the first 5,000 fans in the next home game. There's going to be giveaways almost at every game. They're doing everything they can to bring people in. And you might think, oh, that's corny, blah, blah. You don't understand sports. Exactly. You got to bring people in, and then you can raise the prices. Then you can get a comfortable, stable source of revenue from fans actually coming to a game. This is a Lions team that struggled to get 8,000 fans at times last year in an arena that can have up to 50,000.
I think it can.
I think it can go almost to 60. I think if everything for concerts, I think. But we're getting off track. Either way, this was a dominant performance. We don't even need to talk about it because of how dominant it was. Like the score speaks for itself. Every single Lions offensive player was a beast. It was a complete blowout. So I think that's going to wrap up our Week 1 reviews of the CFL season. I hope you enjoyed this video. Me and Carter have a blast putting these on to you guys. So sit back, buckle up. It's going to be a good season. It is.
If this is to say anything about what the season's to come, I am so excited.
I'm pretty excited too, my friends. So thank you guys so much for watching from both me and Carter. Have a great rest of your day. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and regardless to the CFL team that you root for, have a great rest of your day. Peace, love, and positivity as always, and we will see you guys in the next one. Take care.